Welcome to Monday. Congratulations on making it.
So I'm excited. It's a new week. A lot of amazing things happening in the world, and I'm choosing to be grateful for everything that I can find to be grateful for. Makes life easier and better. So this morning, I've been using Highest Potential. What are you guys using? That's been resonating with me a lot. So
I just wonder what was smelling so good.
I know it's me. I know I haven't reached my highest potential. Onward and upward though. Okay, so we have 3 different things we want to share with you this morning, or this afternoon, I guess it is now. And the first is on getting referrals, because sometimes we feel like we're not sure which direction to go next, even though we've never run out of people. None of us, even though we think we have not. We just are choosing not to reach out to certain people. So Frank's going to talk to you about some scripts that you can use and a process for.
We have mental blocks. We're afraid to ask people for referrals for some reason. And we've talked about it a lot in our group before. So if it's repetitive or whatever, just remember the people that are successful business people are more likely to give you referrals than people that aren't as successful. So don't be afraid to ask people for referrals, especially the people you consider to be successful. Successful people want to help other people become successful too. So one of the things we did last week, and I put it in the group somewhere, was some scripts I got from a rank makers Zoom that Ray Higdon did with another diamond that I jumped on. And he basically gave you 4 scripts that he would use during now to use on social media, during now, like we're home and can't go anywhere too much. Some rebellious people are, and that's okay because I'm one of them. So no judgment from me. And if you look at the scripts, which I posted them on in a World Changers group already, I guess we could repost them or attach them to the video or whatever when we're done. But basically, there's 4 different scripts. One for people that you've contacted, have told you no already. One for people that you haven't contacted yet because you're chicken. Just kidding, because you just haven't got to it yet. One for people that you don't know at all, that you might have just met in a group somewhere that you don't have any idea who they are and they don't know who you are. And then one for businesses that are just in general what they're going through right now. And basically last week we got on a Zoom, me and a couple of people, Buddy Black was one of them. And we got on a Zoom with 4 or 5 people and we all used a couple of these scripts while we were on the Zoom, and sent them to some people on Facebook Messenger, and we got a really good response. I mean, I think it was like 45 or 50% of the people that we sent messages to messaged back.
Like almost immediately, like right?
Yeah, while we were on the call, and then several more even after the call was over. And I know we're doing another group, and some people have used it there and got amazing response, like 75% of the people. So Ray's philosophy with that was, you need to address what's going on right now, and basically tell them that you're trying to help people and that you want to help whoever. So the first one, and I'll read them to you really quickly, and they're crafted in a way, Ray and some other people, his group, crafted these in a way that you don't want to add or take away anything from these scripts. They're literally scripts, okay? So the first one would be for people that you know that have told you they're not interested, whether it was last week or 2 years ago. And here's the script. And again, you can copy, we'll put it in here. You can copy and paste in your Facebook message. You can put it in a text. You can, however you communicate with people. You can say it over the phone. But basically say, hey, Kristen, with what's going on right now, I'm focused and productive on my home-based business. Listen, I know that it isn't a fit. What I do isn't a fit for you based on what you've told me in the past. But do you know anyone that would be interested in making money from home right now? That's it. So basically what you're saying to them is, I heard what you said, that you weren't interested, but are you willing to give me some names of people that might be interested in making some money from home right now? So it's really not not obtrusive.
There's no pressure.
Yeah, there's no pressure, and you're not intruding. It's not intrusive. Maybe it's not intrusive, so that you're not, being overbearing. Okay, so basically you're just saying, hey, I know what you told me you weren't interested, but do you know anybody that would be? Now, a couple of things could happen now because of what's going on. Maybe they are interested in making some money from home. Somebody like, oh, hey, wait a minute, I am interested, which has happened on some of those people we were talking about earlier. Or they might go, I don't know, let me think about it, which is still good because you'd be able to, remind them later and follow up with them. But other people just flat out said, yeah, my sister-in-law is interested, here's her name. And then you can contact them. So that's for people that that have told you no before. Okay, so you're saying, this is what's going on in the world, this is what I'm doing, and I'm focused and intentional about it, and I heard you, and do you know anybody that might be interested? That's it. The next one's for people that you never talked to yet, and it's the same concept. Hey, Julie, with what's going on right now, I'm focused and productive on my home-based business. I realize I never told you about what I do from home. I don't know if you're looking to make extra money from home right now. If you are, I'm happy to help, share more information. If not, no big deal. So again, I'm interested in telling you more about what I'm doing in case you might be interested. And if you're not interested, great, no big deal. So again, not intrusive. You're not saying, come listen to a big class. You're not saying, let me talk to you for 35 minutes. All you're doing is saying, if you want more information, I'll be happy to share it with you. If you don't, that's fine. Now, if they say no, don't ask her for referrals on that one. But if they say no, then you could ask for referrals and say, okay, do you know anybody that has any interest in making money from home right now? But if they say, yeah, I am interested, so let's sit down, let's do a Skype or Zoom, or let's talk on the phone tomorrow at 10 for 15 minutes, whatever. Okay, and you're not taking advantage of people that are quote unquote out of a job or not working or making less money. You're offering them a solution to a problem that they might have, or a problem that they've been praying about for maybe a really long time. So again, I can almost 100% guarantee that if you'll try these with a few people, you'll get some good responses. And you're not going to get bad responses like, don't ever talk to me about it again. I don't think that'll happen. Okay? Then there's the people that you don't know at all. You never met them before. And what he said during this Zoom that he was doing is, when you talk to people or approach people that you don't know at all, they want to know three things that are going through their mind. Do I know you? What do you want? And why are you talking to me? So generally, from How to Win Friends and Influence People, we've come up to these things when we go up to people we don't know at a party, in a social event, we use form, or we try to make small talk and learn about them before we pitch them an idea or whatever. So if you're at a party, you go up to somebody and say, what do you do for a living? What do you do for hobbies? How many kids do you have? Blah, blah, blah. And we make this small chit chat until we get around to, yeah, I'm doing Young Living, or I'm doing a direct sales thing. Didn't know if you might be interested. So basically he said, right now, what we're doing, and with not being in a social thing, it's easier to form relationships after we tell them why we're talking to them instead of before. Which is kind of counterintuitive, because we don't do that all the time. So when you approach somebody that you've never talked to before that doesn't know you, with what's going on right now, I'm focused and productive on my home-based business. Listen, I know we don't know each other. I see that he said to use their profession. So I'm going to use a realtor just for fun, or real estate agent. I see that you're a real estate agent. We, in Young Living, works with a lot of real estate agents. Would you be open to taking a look at what we do to make money part-time from home on social media? If not, no big deal. So again, you've told them that you've acknowledged that they don't know you. You've told them why you're talking to them and what do you want. So you just want to know if they're interested in knowing how to make more money from home on social media. So if they say, no, I'm not interested, then you could do this. Then it's easier to make the small talk when you don't know them, you never met them before, but you've told them, I don't know you, I'm doing this thing from home, Want to know if you wanted to learn about it or not. And again, you're dealing with them because of their profession. After that, it's easy to go, okay, so how long have you been a real estate agent for? Whereabouts do you do? What's your this? You know, you can make small talk after, you know, and make friends and build relationships from there. So that might be good for when you're in a group of people, Facebook group, and you feel like you have some kind of connection with somebody, you know, don't go blanket message. And if you use these messages in Facebook Messenger and you send it to 20 people, Facebook's going to shut it down as like spammy. So you just want to do a few at a time and run it out there. Not in these times. Ray said he would normally use a location. So instead of saying real estate agent, I see that you're in Tempe, Arizona, and we're trying to grow our team in Tempe. Would you be interested in learning how to make? So it's just an adaptation of the script you already had about that. So you got two different ways to look at it. You can go by their occupation, or you can go by their geographical location. Again, and if you think about it, if we didn't know each other and I said, hey, you don't know me, but this is what I'm doing, you know, would you be interested? If they say no, you go, okay, that's cool. And you're always giving them that out. The people you haven't asked about yet living, you're always giving them that no big deal. So it's not a big deal. So they know that you're not going to push them. It's not a big deal, right? Because really, it's not a big deal. You're just trying to get more referrals. If they say they're not interested, you can still ask if they know any other real estate agents that would be interested. Okay? Again, non-intrusive. And again, we'll upload these. We've already done it, but I'll upload them again and we'll attach them again so you can look through and try it out. Saying right now, business owners that are seeing a lot less traffic or volume or sales or whatever, he said, not me, but I kind of agree, that any business owner worth his salt or their salt is more concerned about their employees than they are themselves. Which, being a former business owner, even though I still own business, but I don't have employees anymore, I was the same way. And quite frankly, that's why we stayed in business as long as we did. I was paying the employees. I wasn't paying myself. I was staying open for them. We were. I say I mean. When I say I mean Rhonda and I. Sometimes I just mean Rhonda even, but in this case, both of us. So he said, you can talk to these businesses. Again, you're not taking advantage of the situation. You're trying to help them, right? He said, with what's going on right now, I'm focused and productive on my home-based business. We're always starting with that. I'm reaching out to you and want to let you know how much I appreciate your business and it means to us. I don't know exactly how you've been affected with what's going on, but I wanted to reach out and see if you or your family are looking to make extra money from home right now, or if any of your people need that kind of help. I'm more than happy to help anyone you're willing to connect me with, or if you want to talk more. If not, I'm totally cool with that. We're rooting for you, and please let me know if there's anything I can do please let me know if there's anything we can do for you. So again, you're basically saying, hey, man, I know you must be struggling. I don't really know what the struggle is, but if you're interested in learning how to make some money from home, I'd be happy to help you. Or if you know some of your employees that might need to make a little money and you offer that, and then you actually help them, right? Again, it's not intrusive. Now, people that are in business that have like totally stressed out, you might get a little bit like, man, I don't have time for this. Get out of my life or whatever. But that's just where people stress all this. But people that want, worried about their employees might say, yeah, you know what? My manager could really use a little bit of money and maybe they would be interested. So again, you're looking for referrals. So it's pretty easy. It's pretty non-invasive. I think that if everybody on here, there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, there's 20 something people on here. If everybody would try 2, 3 of those scripts, I think that you would get a good response, at least have someone else to talk to coming down the pike, if not that person that you're messaging. So I encourage you to give it a shot. And don't be afraid. And the more you do, the easier it gets.
We will answer questions at the end.
Yes.
So
yeah, if you have
write
questions, we'll
down. We're going to answer them in a minute. Okay, the next thing that we want to talk to you about today is anyone have people in your team that aren't ordering? So if you happen to have some of those people, just by chance, and maybe they haven't ordered, and you choose the parameters. But I'm thinking for myself, I'm looking at people who haven't ordered maybe in 6 months, maybe 6 to 8 months. And so here's an idea of a script, and I will post this so that you have it, and then you tweak it and make it yours, okay? And if you have, and I would love when you guys get this and you play with it a little bit, what you come up with, share that, because that may resonate more with someone else. Okay. We all learn little tips and tricks from each other. So
And that goes into color personalities too. If you're talking to somebody, you know, you could kind of tweak it to be more geared toward their color.
absolutely. And whether you know them or not.
But those other ones, those Ray Higdon ones, don't tweak anything.
Yeah. So this, totally make it your own. And you may want to use something like this. And for the people you know, you may say something different for the people that you don't really know, right? Because we all have, well, probably all of us have people in our downline, or most of us do, that we don't know now. So, hey, you know, Suzanne, I wanted to see how you're doing. The current circumstance has encouraged me to take stock of whether I have what I need to keep healthy, and heaven forbid someone in my home got sick and my family got sick. We've been using lots of Thieves hand sanitizer, spray, household cleaner, and running in the diffusers often. What are you doing to be proactive? If you happen to have any Young Living products on hand that you aren't sure how to use, maybe I can give you some ideas on incorporating them into a wellness routine. Done. Quick and easy, right? Non-invasive, not asking them to buy anything, but saying, what do you have? But also giving them some ideas of what you're doing so that they can get, if they're not already thinking about being proactive and what are some things I could do, this will give them an idea. And the idea in my brain is to open up conversation with them, to get them to dialogue with me, because there's a reason they haven't ordered.
And you'd be surprised how many people literally will buy a starter kit and never open it. So there could be a couple things. You can get them to open their starter kit and try using something. You can get them to go, oh yeah, I got those few oils that I did use, but I got a bunch of stuff I never tried. So, and you're trying to hit the people, like Rhonda said, between 6 and 8 months they haven't ordered. So it's not like those people haven't ordered in a year, and now you're trying to get them to stay. So you're contacting them, trying to make them order. You're just trying to get them to use their stuff. Right.
And you choose the parameters. Like, it's just an idea. And like I said, I would love when we post this for you guys to share what you come up with. And let's just brainstorm it. Let's grow it. Let's give people a lot of options. Let's give our team members options, because sometimes I get ideas and then I freeze and like, oh my gosh, what exactly do I say? How do I present that? I don't know if I'm the only one that happens to, but sometimes I get analysis paralysis and I sit there thinking about it and I don't actually do it. So let's do it.
Yeah, we tend to think that we need to be perfect before we can move forward, and that really hinders our productivity.
Okay, so the third thing that we wanted to share with you guys today is how you can help your team members earn their silver bound bonuses. And I posted, if you didn't catch Erin Rogers, or even if you did, I posted her video from spring launch, which was phenomenal, where she drew everything out and explained it, I think, very clearly. So we've talked about it multiple times, but sometimes hearing a different voice and a different perspective resonates with us. So if you haven't listened to it, I would encourage you, when you have time, go watch that, because that will help you to understand it and help you to articulate it to your team members. So, and I'm going to post these, you guys, but just kind of follow with us. But I will post this, so don't get overwhelmed with taking notes. I will post every step of this. So the first thing that we want to do is identify our team members by rank, so we know where they are. So we're going to go to our virtual office. We're going to go to My Organization. We're going to choose the Custom Report drop-down menu. And if you don't see that option, you'll choose the Advanced menu, and then you should see it. And in the very first column, we're going to choose highest paid rank. Doesn't mean what rank they are right now, because as of April 1st, for Young Living purposes, for silver bound bonus purposes, we're starting at our highest paid rank. So highest paid rank, the second column is going to be equal to is. In the third column, we are going to choose each rank individually. So we could start with the distributor if we want. We could start with star, senior star, executive, but you'll do each one individually. And it will vary according to your team size, how far down you go with those. And once you get those people, like, you can print a list, you can bring it into Excel.
You just hit the download report button.
Whatever works for you so that you have it. I love putting stuff in Excel because I can manipulate it and sort it and you know, all that kind of stuff. And you can do that really easily from here. But what you want to do then is you want to reach out to those people when you figured out where they are and show them how to get to their silver-bound tracker in their virtual office. You guys have all found that, right? It's really cool. So you know where that is in your virtual office, in the tab that says silver-bound. It will show you where you are. So help them to see exactly where they are, and then offer to help them to obtain those bonuses, to earn those bonuses.
Because that's kind of how you guys are going to rank up by helping other people rank up. That's just how it is.
Right. So that's the first step in my opinion.
Can I interject?
Yes.
Also, when you get those lists, you might have somebody that's a star that's on your 7th level, and there's an executive or a silver above them. Well, you don't necessarily have to take care of that star, but maybe you need to reach out to your silver and say, hey, you might want to check out such and such's silver-bound bonus and have them contact us. So, you know, if your list is 18 people, maybe really you're only having to deal with 6 of them. Maybe the other 12, somebody else can help them. So you're not having to do everything yourself. Like, don't feel like you have to do everything yourself.
And maybe you just pop them into silverbound, the group, because people are doing that work for you.
And you need to find out if the people want to actually go for
Right.
their bonus.
No, only if they want to. No, I would never tell you to put anyone in any group that they do not give you permission to add them to. Okay, the second thing that we're going to do is identify our new high rankers for the current month. Okay, so we want to see, as we progress, we want to see who those people are. Now, it's early in the month. You know, we're only right at the halfway point, close to it, for April, but you still have already, you might possibly have some new rankers. But here's what you're going to do. In your virtual office, you're going to get into My Organization. Then you're going to choose, make sure it says April, right? Or whatever month you're in. Next month, it'll say May. You're in the current month. Then go to the Report tab. Scroll down, because there's a whole list of reports that you can choose to print or view, and choose the one that says Rank Advancement. And once you get in there, there are choices that say down, up, and up, highest, new highest rank. And that's the one that you want to look at for this purpose. You want to say something?
Whoever's ranked up this month, that's who you're looking for.
Yes, because just because they became a star does not mean they earned the bonuses. So what you want to do is go look at those people that now are a star and see how they're structured, because a star, for Young Living compensation purposes, can place their own 500 PV order and be ranked as a star. But in order to get the bonus, you need to have 2 legs of 200 OGV in each of those legs, right? At least, and still have your 500. So there's some differences there, but this will help you to identify, because sometimes we, again, analysis paralysis, where do I start? I don't even know where to begin with this. So this is where we begin. Then once you find the person, go all the way across to the rank qualifications, those little lines, and click on that, and it will show you where that person is and what their structure is like.
And you could choose different ranks to see what they need to get. So theoretically, somebody that's newly ranked star this month can qualify for a $50 bonus if they have 2 legs of 200 under them. So again, if they have 1 leg of 400 and no other second leg, then maybe you need to reach out to them and say, hey, let's get a few more people. Maybe we can get you a 200 second leg and grab a 50 PV or $50 bonus on top of more fast start bonus and more commission. So that's what you're looking to do. Then the other thing to remember is they have a certain amount of time to get to executive. They have a certain amount of time to get to senior star. So like, now's your chance to make a plan with them to continue on and grab the next $250 bonus.
And we posted rank maps. We uploaded those. So if you haven't seen them, you can search rank maps in Anointing in World Changers, and you'll find them. And that printing those out and filling those out gives people a really good visual. That's one of the first things that we ask everyone to do when this thing was getting ready to launch, so that you literally have the visual of what do you need, where do you need it, and by when do you need it.
And the other thing is, if you haven't done it, go to your dashboard, click on the silver bound bonus or silver bound tab, you can see the tracker pops up first, so you can see what you need to do to get to your next bonus. And then B, there's another thing under there that says information. You click on that, and that's where you can see the actual qualifications and the rules and things like that.
Okay. So that's what we have. That's what we want to share. Again, we're going to post these scripts, everything in there, the instructions of how to do this in the World Changer group, so you don't have to stress about figuring that out. But we'll now, like, we'll open it up, unmute yourselves, or type a question if you have a question or a comment. It's your time.
Don't get stuck thinking everybody, just like when we prospecting people or we're trying to introduce Young Living to somebody, don't judge for the people. Don't make a decision for them that they can't afford to start a kid or that they don't want to be involved in Young Living. Same thing. Don't just presume that somebody doesn't want to earn a bonus. Don't presume they don't want to hit another rank. Go ask them and let them know what's going on. A lot of people got an email from Young Living talking about Silverbound and the bonuses they qualify for, and they never read it or never opened it. So there's people guaranteed that don't know anything about it. So you need to make sure they know about it and then let them make a decision. Do they want to try to earn a bonus, or do they not want to try to earn a bonus? Don't make the decision for them. That goes on top of looking at your downline for promos, missed promos, and things like that, because we don't want to decide that somebody doesn't want to spend $12 to get a $19 oil free, because they might, but you got to give them the option. They might not even know it.
Okay, can I just say that I did not know about being able to look at the other people's legs. Had no idea that that was there, and because I always wondered, you know, I always have them pull their stuff up and look at it with me. But oh my gosh, that's really helpful and very fast. So thank you. I'm so glad to have learned something after all these years. Not that I didn't before, but that's new and wonderful, and it shows that an old dog can learn new tricks.
I'll tell you something else that I taught somebody yesterday. If you are in your virtual office, in your organization, and you click on any one of those headings, it'll sort all your people by that. So while you might see yourself and then 4 people under you with little plus signs, so you only see 5 names, yours and 4 other people. If you click on PV, it'll sort everybody by their PV. If you click on auto ship, it'll sort everybody by auto ship. So it's a real easy way, especially if you have less than 100 people on your team, to click on auto ship, and you can see everybody's auto ship coming up, and just hover over the box. It tells you what their auto ship's going through for. Anyway, we got a question over here.
So when we talked about identifying high rankers or those who leveled up, what do we do with them? You're gonna want to call them, or you're gonna want to text them and say, "Hey, this is the deal. We need to chat." It's pretty difficult to have that conversation over a text, in my opinion. But I would I individually call people. I find out when is a convenient time to chat with them, and I talk to them. People don't read emails, unfortunately.
You could maybe text them at first and just say, "Hey, I was looking through my downline. I noticed you qualify for a bonus, you know, based on this new program they have. Can we chat about it for a minute?" And if they say, yeah, call them. If they say no, say, okay. Or they might say, how much is the bonus? Well, if they're going to be senior stars, $250. They're going to be executives, $500.
And you may be able to send them a voice message depending on, you know, but I would try to actually share, like, communicate with them. Ear to ear, word to word.
Don't just send them the graphic and expect they're going to figure it out for themselves, because they probably are not going to. And remember this, guys, only 10% of the people in Young Living are even getting a check. So if you're getting a check, you're in the top 10%. So most of the people aren't interested in making a bunch of money for themselves. They would already be doing it. But you never know when a $50 check will really help somebody out of a bind. So don't be afraid to try to help those people.
Well, I think that they're not interested in making the money. I think they don't think they have the capability of
They
doing
don't think
it.
they can. You want to keep recording?
Hi guys, go ahead, Karen.
Sorry, go ahead. I'll talk after Dina. Go ahead.
Hi guys. So I have 2 questions. Frank, you mentioned that if you're doing the cold calling and you say to someone, you know, I noticed that you live in Miami, for example, we are trying to build our business. Are you saying we are for any particular reason as opposed to I am? Does it add more credibility to make it sound like it's more than one, or?
Yes, in both instances. One instance, we're saying, for example, you're a realtor and we work with a lot of realtors. Well, if you don't have any realtors on your team, you're not working with any realtors. But we, Young Living Corporation,
Right. Yes.
is working with a lot of realtors. In our group, we're working with realtors. So yeah, you're saying we to just to give it a more of a. Now,
Right.
some people might also jump into the, oh boy, this is a direct sales, multi-level marketing thing, which is fine. They just don't understand it. Because quite frankly, if all of us understood what multi-level marketing and direct sales were, I think we would have had a different occupation 15 or 20, 30 years ago. We wouldn't have done what we've done so far. But yeah, so that's one question. But yeah, that's why
Yeah.
we're saying.
Okay, makes sense. And then the second one is I do have someone who I was actually selling the oils to, and she said to me that she is not interested. So I had already gone back to her and said, okay, well, let me know if you know of anyone who could benefit from the oils. So she said, okay, sure, would you say that she's one that I could go back to again and say, hey, I realize I never told you about the business side of it? Or do you think that I should give her a little more space?
Well, first of all, were you selling the oils to her for retail or wholesale?
No, just as an individual kind of a retail customer.
So you were charging, like if a bottle of lemon costs $9, you were selling to her for 13?
No. I was trying to sell the starter kit to her. When I say sell oils, I just mean get her to sign up. Sorry.
Okay, sorry. Yeah, so yeah, you definitely want to, anytime we're talking to somebody about Young Living, I think we're doing them a disservice if we don't tell them about the business side. So yeah, so if she comes back with somebody's name, say, listen, it would really benefit both of us if you enroll. You would make a little bit of money off of her order, and I would make a little bit. You'd make more money than me at the beginning because you make her the enroller. You could make a little bit of money back, and I would even make a little bit of money too. But if she decides she's enrolling people, and just explain it from there, say, listen, you're not a member. If this woman signs up, you can make some money, but you need to be a member too. And then you can order your stuff yourself, for all the benefits that you have. Remember, when you're showing a value or to people about being a Young Living member, it's not just the value of you're getting 24% off retail prices. You're also getting a team of like-minded people that are all trying to help each other. You're getting you as a resource and a mentor. You're getting us as a resource and a mentor. You're going to show them where they can find information. There's a lot more to being a Young Living member than just being like a 24% off. So those are the kind of things I would highlight as a benefit to her being a member.
Okay, but you would wait until she comes back with someone.
Yeah, I would. And, if she doesn't come back with someone in a few days, then you might go and say, hey, you were going to check that out. Did you ever can you get me your name or whatever? And then quite frankly, you could even enroll that other person if they are interested, and then still go back to your person that referred her and say, listen, that lady, Judy, that you gave me signed up. If you want, you can sign up and I would put her on your team and you would make 50, if she bought a premium circuit, you'd make a $50 check next month and you can move the person under her even if she enrolled after. So she doesn't even have to be a member before you enroll the new person.
Right. Thank you.
I was just going to say that what I've been doing, so this is slightly different, but I've got a lot of people who are enrolled under me who are ordering, but they're not on Essential Rewards. So what I did is I went into my virtual office and I brought up reports as to people that were not enrolled with auto ship, but they're ordering every month, every 2 months. So they make really frequent orders. I then categorized it so I could see a chart as to who is ordering how much, when, and how often. And then I'm reaching out to each of those people personally to say, look, if you were to join Essential Rewards, you would actually save money, get free product, and still get your frequency of order in. Because what I find people in my group are doing are they are waiting and doing like a $500 order every 3 months. Whereas if they spaced it out, then what they could do is they could be benefiting from Essential Rewards, getting the promos, getting the points, and actually be part of the Essential Rewards program. So I'm going back to each person individually and calling them through my list, but I'm starting with the people who actually order the most frequently, because those people are definitely loving the product, but they just don't know that they could be getting so much more benefit from ordering in a slightly different way. So that's actually what I've been spending a bit of my time doing. And it seems to be actually really great, because people are really happy to hear that they could save money and get free products, and they just didn't understand it before. So it's interesting to speak to people who are just need to actually understand what Essential Rewards is. And I think that's the biggest problem in my group, are a lot of people don't actually understand the benefits of it.
I think you're right. Most people don't, or they would be on it.
Right.
That's,
Absolutely.
Suhina said, what do you suggest script where you approach people, don't get a hard no or a hard yes? Again, this, I don't know if you have any good answer for that, but my original thing would be, or my original line of thinking would be, what can I do to help you make that decision? If that's in my mindset. So the question is, what do you want to know? And when they tell you what they want to know, tell them. And then when you're finished telling them, say, what do you want to know next? And I got a little thing, I'll put it in here about our JONAC. And you tell them, what do they want to know next? And after you answer all their questions, okay, which kit do you want to get started with? So it's not, are you going to get started? It's which kit do you want to get started with? And again, having something printed out, or having something they already have in their hand, a sway document or graphic, whatever, and then wait for them to make a decision.
I agree. If there's something in particular that you were speaking to them about, then go back and revisit that. If there was a particular thing that they wanted to use, Young Living for, revisit that.
Yeah, and again, making a plan with them, a 3-month plan, and saying, hey, you're dealing with this, let's work on that with these products, and let's try it for 3 months and revisit. It's a great way to get people on ER. Going to see other people's legs or your own legs. Your own legs you can see in your downline viewer. There would be the people on your first level, level 1. To see other people's legs, you can do one of two things. You can click on their name and then go to the tab that says qualifications, or all the way to the right in the VO, there's some little information things where you can see who they personally enrolled, or the little bar chart. It looks like 3 little lines all the way to the right. You can click on that and that'll bring you the same thing, the qualifications. So there's 2 ways to look at it, but basically you look at a thing called qualifications. I'm trying to think, there was something else I was thinking of. Another good thing to do too, this is a bonus, ready? If you want to find out who's in somebody's group quickly, which you could go to customized reports within the organization of, and then you put their person's member number in there, but by the time you do that, you might not have their member number in front of you. I find the person in my downline, I click on who they personally enrolled, which brings you up a list of who they've enrolled in the customized area, and then in customized, change it from personally enrolled to within organization of. It's a lot quicker than trying to go pick 3 different parameters. Just go click and then another click, 2 clicks. I'm full of good tips.
So one more question, Frank. So once you, you talk to people and they say, okay, let me go and think about it. How often am I following up with these people? Do you think?
When someone says that to me, if I'm conversing with you and you say, okay, well, I need to think about it, I'm going to say to you, today's Monday, I'm going to say, okay, that's perfect. I'm going to touch base with you on Thursday. or on Wednesday or something, and give them,
Or ask them if it's okay to be
Right.
Can I call you on Thursday and,
Right.
see what you decided?
set a
Okay.
time in. Otherwise, I would give them a few days and then get back in touch with them.
Okay.
Yeah, you always want, in that way, if they agree to let you contact them again, then you don't feel so bad about just popping in and saying, hey, what's going on? You said you're going to miss.
Yeah.
And that's the other thing. When people say things like, I need to talk to my husband, let me think about it, I don't have the money, I'm not a salesperson, I think it's a pyramid scheme, whatever they say, when they don't say, yeah, sign me up, let's go, it's basically an objection, right? So we need to learn how to deal with objections, and that's basically just a matter of practicing and dealing with it. So when somebody says, I need to talk to my husband or my wife, my spouse, it's always agree. Right off the bat, you agree. Yeah, that's great. I always talk to my husband too. I'll touch base with you on Thursday after you get a chance to talk to him. Or if he has any questions, have him call me. Or you can call Frank, whatever. I don't have the money. Okay, well, so if you had the money, you would enroll? Yeah, well, that's okay. How can we find $165 so you can enroll? If you get 3 friends or 4 friends together, we can get you back that money pretty quickly. If we sell a bicycle that you're not using, that's in your garage, we can get the money. If you don't have a Dairy Queen every other day, you can get the money. How long will it take you to get the money? Ask them those questions, try to help them get that $165, like give them ideas.
I know people who have held money for people. Like literally, it'd be like Frank telling me, well, I don't have the money, and we chat about it and just come to the point of like, he probably has the money. He's not a good manager of his money. I don't say that to him, but but then we make an arrangement where we go, okay, so every week, what could you spare? Like every week, could you spare $20 until you get to the 165 or 175? And he's like, yeah. And I'm like, okay. Then put that aside, or better yet, give me the $10 and I'll hold it for you. That way there's no temptation on something else. I know people have done that. It sounds a little bit crazy to some of us, but it works.
I know people that told me they don't have $165. 2 days later, they buy a $900 dog and put it on Facebook. I'm like, what the hell? Excuse language.
Yeah.
But you're like, you can't have 160. That's what I always say. People tell you they don't have the money. They probably really do. We all have the money for what we want to have money for.
Or we can get it.
Or we can find it. And again, a lot of people have a problem with credit card debt and things like that. So yeah, they might not want to put $165 on a credit card. But guess what? You don't need money today. Put it on your credit card and let's try to get you the money back by next month when you have to pay that bill.
And you guys know on here, seriously, if your new enrollee will get you in front of 6 or 10 people, 3 or 4 of them are going to enroll immediately, right? We know that's going to happen. If you do your job of walking them through that kit and telling them stories, your stories, so that will pay for their kit.
Or even if they pay for half of it. I mean, maybe they have $75 already or $100, whatever. But yeah, there's always a way around it. You just have to know what you're dealing with and what your options are. And you got to feel comfortable talking to people like that. I mean, I've used all the time the card thing. My car's out here. It's a BMW 2017. I'm in a freaking bind. I need $1,000, but I need it in 3 hours. How many people are going to find $1,000 in 3 hours? The answer is everyone. So if they could find $1,000 in 3 hours, they sure could find 165 in a month. That's just me.
Good questions, you guys.
Yeah.
Well, I hope that you see how these things, especially right now when we're homebound, we can use this. And I keep telling you that I wish I would have known 10 years ago to go look for 6 or 7 people I wanted to do business with and start with those people, enrolling those people. Like, I wish I would have had that mindset. So, and it's still not too late for me to go talk to those people, and I do that. But my point is, like, if you haven't done that, if you haven't sat down and thought about who would I like to be in business with, go contact those people. Frank just gave you some good scripts.
Even people that are already in your team that you don't think are quote unquote business builders, right? We're not looking for business builders. We're looking for people that want to get their oils paid for.
Yeah, don't scare people with it being about a business right off the bat. Just help them to share and get their stuff paid for.
And the thing is, you can get to silver all by yourself, but you're not getting the diamond all by yourself. So you need to find somebody that wants to do it with you. And if I was brand new, or like Rhonda said, it would have been so great to go, hey, these 6 people that I'm going to have to deal with on a daily basis because we're building business together, I would love to have those 6 people and start right from the beginning and let's do it together. Because it's just so much easier to do stuff with other people than yourself.
Well, and people that you work well with.
That you like.
Sorry, one last question for me. So when deciding whether to approach someone from a business perspective or from a product perspective. So for example, if I don't know, like right now I have someone up on LinkedIn and, you know, people reach out to you and they connect. So she sent a message to me saying, hello there, nice profile. So I don't know her. I am going to now reach out to her. Someone like this, would you suggest that I try to tell them about the product first? Or do you think that I would jump in from the business side of it first?
I would try that third script. It's about people that you don't know and you don't know that. So now you don't know that person that said that to you. So you're thinking, why are they talking to me? What do they want? Right. So you're on the other side of that, but put it on them and say, hey, we don't even know each other, but you know what? I'm focused and productive on building my business. Are you interested?
So it would be the business side then that I would be.
See what they say. You know, they might go, yeah, I'm interested. What do you do? So we do health and wellness stuff, you know, supplements. Well, you know, try to get that dialogue rolling along.
Well, and that's not even necessarily saying, Dina, on that third script, it's not even necessarily saying to do this as a business. It's saying that you're focused on your home-based business and, giving them, you know, I've seen if they would like information. So you're really leaving the door open for them to ask you about the products or about the business side of it, or both.
Right. Okay. Thank you.